Hello, it's Mrs. Glasson. It's been lovely to receive your feedback about my 11 Plus Foundation course, and it seems that many of you have very much enjoyed the research and preparation you've had to do for our first creative writing task. And that itself was the precursor for Lesson 9, in which we will be given a masterclass from George Orwell, and we will be looking at a wonderful piece of non-fiction written by Bill Bryson, and also pondering upon this question, what is standard English? You've already been shown the creative writing mark scheme, and you know how all of these different aspects fit into it. So what is it that you particularly enjoyed? Well, apparently it was the historical research when you thought about conscription, and also in Lesson 8 when we looked at those wonderful war posters from the First World War. And from that visual medium, I was able to identify certain persuasive techniques. Can you remember what they were? You have written them down. Some of them include fear, guilt, embarrassment, shame, pride. We talked a little bit about patriotism as well. And as I said, they are all generic techniques of persuasion. So when we look at that wonderful speech written by George Orwell from Animal Farm, you will then be able to identify some of those tropes of persuasion in Orwell's writing. Because as you know, when people are trying to orchestrate emotion, when people are trying to persuade other people to do something, they use some generic tropes or characteristics. And that is why I was trying to make a bridge between the visual medium and the literal medium. And in future, remember, I said we're also going to look at that wonderful poem, My TV is Sent by Television. And so, just to reiterate, you looked at some posters, you are going to look at a piece of prose, and I know you know what that means already because that was part of your vocabulary test for lesson 2 or 3. And you're also going to look at a piece of poetry. And what do they all have in common? They are trying to persuade you of something. So the writer, George Orwell and Roald Dahl, they are using some persuasive tropes. And those have already been identified in the visual medium of those posters. And I also talked about the world and real life, and how it's quite interesting, isn't it, that every day we are bombarded with different means of persuasion. So in the form of adverts and posters, for example. And I ended by saying that hopefully by identifying these tropes of persuasion that are all around us and in the literature that we read, you can perhaps become better writers, but also you can become more discerning. So when someone is trying to persuade you to do something or to even manipulate you into their way of thinking, you can actually step back. You can actually think about what it is that they're trying to do. You can identify those tropes of persuasion, and the decisions that you make will be based on what you really want to do rather than what you are being pushed into doing. So this is all part of what I say to you. This whole idea about reading like English students. So by reading the works of other writers, great writers, we can learn a great deal about how to become better writers ourselves. And so one of the points that I made was that English doesn't just exist in the classroom, it's all around us. It will help you to improve your grades at school. It will help you to pass exams like the 11 Plus. But it will also help you to engage with the world around you, because English isn't just about learning things, it's about life. So if you would like to find out more, then go to www.mrsglasson.com. And it's worth saying that my foundation course isn't just suitable for those taking the 11 plus or other entrance exams. It's suitable for all children at Key Stage 2 who want to consolidate and extend their skills. I will cover all of the different writing tropes that are covered in the Key Stage 2 National Curriculum for English and that your children study at school, and I will extend them, and hopefully I will make them enthusiastic about my wonderful, wonderful subject. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.